Hi, welcome to VYAPT Growth Series Season 2. In our growth series today, we have with us Dr. Sreenath, MD of Merck Life Sciences India. Sreenath is an astute and diligent and innovative professional with over 3 decades of experience and exceptional growth records. As a leader, Dr. Sreenath has created best business practices to improve efficiency, reduce operating costs, and enhance productivity. Let's hear more from him. Join me to welcome Dr. Sreenath. Namaskar. Nice to have you on our series.
Thank you, and thank you for having me on your series, Mr. Pankaj.
Uh, in our episode today, we'll have some curiosities and a lot to learn from you and know from you about the industry. So I'll start with the first one, which is around growth. How Merck Life Sciences is driving value, growth, and overcoming performance challenge.
Yeah, it's a very important question, and thank you for this question. Merck was not very strong in the life science sector, so we acquired a company called as Millipore in 2010, and which was in the field of filtration and purification. And subsequently, we acquired Sigma Aldrich, a fine chemicals company, for both for research as well as for the biopharma manufacturing in 2015, and combined together both Millipore and Sigma Aldrich. Today, we are one of the largest players in the life science industry. We have products end to end, starting from R&D, then to the production, quality control. So you name for the life science, we are there. And we are also working on the most advanced cutting edge technologies. Like, for example, on the CRISPR, we have a patent. This is for in the gene editing space. So what we are working in the life science, because since the industry is changing so fast, we are investing on the tools and technologies which will be 5 to 10 years ahead, which will be required by the industry.
Okay. So when you talk about the kind of growth, the industry is looking at and the kind of growth which you are providing, are you also, you know, clear around the kind of innovation happening in the life sciences industry and how Merck Life Sciences is actually taking it up?
Life science is a very broad spectrum. If you really look at it, starting from working on different tools to make the product. Say, for example, COVID. We all knew that you need to have more tools and technologies to ensure that the vaccine is made within a year. So we work with multiple customers globally who are COVID vaccine manufacturers to ensure that speed to the market. Another important parameter is we are working on something to ensure that we are working on tools and technologies where it ensures that the cycle time to the market, speed to the market is can be enhanced. So a lot of research is happening towards that. We are also working on some of the futuristic requirements. Say, for example, microbiome. A lot of companies are working, and even we are working towards it. Gene editing and gene mapping is another area where again Merck Life Sciences, we are working on that. CDMO space is another area where we have invested quite substantially in the last 2 years to
Hmm.
ensure that we will be able to support to bring in the new molecules to the market at the earliest. So these are some of the few I could think of, but there's multiple areas which we are working. Out of this, the what I named is the few are very important and critical to the industry.
So when you talked about the innovatives coming in and a lot of transformations also taking in place, what are, let's say, top two, major transformations which you see in this industry coming in the next say 4 5 years time?
First one is single use, because till now historically we used to make every product in a stainless steel vessel or container and stainless steel equipments, and we have moved from a stainless steel to a single use because stainless steel has its own challenges. One, the entire assembly, testing, validation, and batch to batch contamination. So you may have to do a thorough cleaning in place and revalidate before you go to the next batch. Whereas today, single use is the buzzword. so that you assemble the entire downstream processing. You process the entire product, discard, and go for the next batch, so that your validation time is completely eliminated. Your CIP is cleaning in place, streaming in place. All those times are eliminated, and speed to the market is something which is important. So we have been working on this area, and a lot of investment has gone by, and we are further enhancing our commitment to the market in this area.
So after growth and innovation, I'll move my question primarily on the third part, which is around sustainability and employment opportunities. So how Merck Life Sciences is actually working to sustainably secure the future with greener products and solutions, and what are the employment opportunities this industry is creating for the masses?
Sustainability is like an elephant. Everybody touches a part of it, and we say that okay, we are sustainable, or else we are working towards sustainability. In my thought, sustainability has multiple aspects. The building which you operate, is it sustainable? Is it LEED certified for gold or platinum, so that you will be able to save the energy? It all starts even from that. The fleet what you use, then the packing materials what you bring in, the freight what you use, the distance of the freight. So if you see, I have not even stepped into the manufacturing area for the sustainability. So sustainability, we are working, we have a goal for 2030. We have signed the European Pact. There's a lot what we have been working in all the dimensions what I mentioned. We are converting all our manufacturing locations into energy efficient systems, so that we don't depend on the power which the government supports us in all the countries. We are looking at zero discharge in all the manufacturing units. We are looking at the alternatives, for example, in the chemicals. This is something which we have been really working hard, and we have been collaborating and working with a lot of the universities and industries, because the chemicals whatever we use, can there be an alternative chemistry which are green, which means that again it could be plant based, instead of again a synthetic. So we have been successful. We have been working in that direction also, and we do have targets on that. So sustainability is a large ocean, and we cannot boil it at one time. We need to look at it at every opportunity and every aspect of it, and we have teams working on it, and of course we have a scorecard looking at it from each of these initiatives. What is that we are trying to save, and how much of the greenhouse emission we are able to reduce, and what is that we are able to ensure that we are able to commit. As you know that it is a part of the financial statement. It is a part of the P&L which every company is working, and also a commitment to the investors. Because so one, there is an external mandate. One, there is a compulsion among ourselves, because we wanted to ensure that we we protect this planet. With respect to the opportunities, there is so much. As I told you, the alternative chemistry is something where there's a huge R&D going on, and we are also collaborating with universities, since we do not have enough bandwidth for ourselves. This is a new topic. Any new idea, any new vision, any new thoughts is most welcome, and we are expanding, and we are looking at it, and we are working with multiple companies on this.
So after the sustainability and opportunities which you talked about, that we are actually having some sustainability goals, and every company within this life sciences space is working hard to achieve those goals. And you also talked about that there's a good amount of employment opportunity in this particular space. After this, Dr. Srinath will move on to our rapid fire round. 10 questions coming to you, has to be answered in one word or maximum of a sentence.
Sure, I'll try.
I- Okay, so here we go. So I'll start with the first one. Who is the one person that knows you the best?
It's our employees because I would say that I spend more than 10 hours with them every day. So definitely they know the team who works with me knows me the best.
Wonderful. So one on one to you. The second one coming up. What's the nicest compliment someone has ever given to you?
It varies. Somebody says workaholic, somebody says philanthropic, somebody says that you are collaborative. So it depends on because it's a contextual leadership. So there's nothing like there is one answer. But if you ask me
I
personally,
mean,
what I look at it, what I want to be, and what I would like to hear is again development opportunities for our own employees. So how much I can I create and how much I've created.
a development opportunity for your employees. I move on to the next one. What's your favorite social media app?
As of now, LinkedIn, because I'm not very savvy because no time to be honest on that. But otherwise, LinkedIn is one area where I use to connect with the external world.
What would you prefer, cookies or cake?
I'm not a sweet guy, so I don't prefer both.
None of them?
None of them.
Okay. The next one. What's the first news story you remember seeing on TV?
The first one was on the World Cup, which India won against West Indies with Kapil Dev as a captain, and uh, this was something which even today it still has a very clear memory in my mind.
Okay. So India winning the World Cup is the uh, first memory you have watching on TV. Okay. So now move on to the next one. What was your favorite homemade meal? Sorry, as a kid.
The entire spread which my grandmother or else mother prepares during a festival, because that's something which I like. Anything homemade, anything vegetarian, I like it. And there's nothing as one specific because homemade, every dish is delicious.
That's so true. Moving on to the next one. What advice would you like to give to your teenage self if you can go back in time and have to give one advice to your teenage self?
If I look back, probably one advice what I would like to give myself, if I was able to rewind is there was no need for me to be so harsh on myself and to, so disciplined. Probably I could have uh, been a little looser and try to enjoy uh, again bunking classes or else going to the movies or having side chats with the other students. Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite cuisine?
Uh, Again, as I repeat, like anything in vegetarian when I go because it's very difficult, hardly any vegetarian cuisine what you get. But as long as it is vegetarian, I enjoy and relish.
Now, the second last one coming to you, 8 on 8 till now. Uh, Name one of your smart goals. One.
The one which I've been working from last 5 years is with respect to the diversity because we are very close to a gender diversity of 46% at this point of time. 50-50 by end of 2024 on the gender diversity is what I'm working now.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. Now, the last question coming to you is, what is your proudest work achievement?
One of the assignment where I took on the product consolidation from different countries and bringing a lot of these products to India, moving these products to India. We speak about Make in India now, but we started this campaign in 2005 by moving a lot of these global products which used to be made in US, UK, Germany to India and making these products out of India for the global market. So this is the only country where we are making these products for all the life science industry out of India. So that was the proudest moment when I got selected as a project head for leading this project.
Okay. Okay, that's wonderful. So 10 on 10 to you in this rapid fire round. You have done
Thank
really
you.
well. Uh, uh, after this, we'll move on to the fourth curiosity, which is about you as a leader. What lessons did you learn from your teachers, mentors, colleagues, or otherwise, which has actually impacted your leadership style? You have been a growth aspirant, and your actually the entire work experience has been around growth, giving that growth to the people, company, or to the clients and customers wherever you have worked. Can you talk a little more around it and talk about your leadership mantra, which has actually enabled you to do these things?
One of my mentor, now you will also be able to relate. He works for the capacity building of India as a member, human resources, government of India. He was also an academician and a physician, and he's been my mentor for many years. I have been following him very closely. Government, when they are able to transform through mission karma yogi to build the capacity of India for 2030, why can't we at the companies? This is nothing but enabling our employees and building that capacity within them. Because when you hire somebody, they may not be exactly be fit for the role what you hire for. How are you able to train and retrain these employees so that they will be at the best? So this is something which is very close to my heart, and I've been following and I've been working with him. And there's a lot of inspiration what I draw from Dr. R. Balasubramaniam, who is a member Human Resources Capacity Building of India.
Any piece of advice which you would like to probably share it to the youngster millennials who are actually aspiring to become like you, or maybe probably give the kind of growth the country is looking at, or maybe other countries of the world as well?
No two human beings are alike, but we are probably the eighth wonder of the world, each one of us. Because if you really look at it, you are very unique. And again, this is called as diversity. How are we able to bring these uniqueness to the work and still be the best and make use of these uniqueness in delivering the achieved result? With that, all what I want to convey is I am not a great fan of unlearn and learn. I'm a great fan of archive the old learning and learn the new things. And because every time whenever you have an experience, that experience will be handy at some point of the time, may not be immediate. So I don't want to call it as an unlearn is taking away from your mind and from your experience. So all what I want to give the piece of advice to the youngsters is archive all your learning. It will become very handy as and when it is required, because this is especially helpful for the situational leadership, because no two situation for a leader would be the same, and he has to make an informed decision at that point of time. And especially the speed of decision is also equally important in these changing times. So that's one piece of advice what I would like to give, which I have been following.
Thank you so much, Dr. Srinath, for this piece of advice which you give to the millennials. That is a wonderful piece of advice, I must say. And thank you so much for your heart and mind talks in VYAPT Growth Series. It was a pleasure having you on our platform. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me today. It was great speaking to you, and I have watched all your series. It's great, and there's a lot of learning, and I encourage you to do more and more. And I wish you good luck and all the best in this continuous journey, which you have been doing to help the entire industry, entrepreneurs, and also the students who are aspiring to be the great citizens of this country.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Srinath. Thank you so much.
Thank you.